This is Brianne Cornett, and the name of my global project is Stories of Us, which focuses on primary sources. The main websites we will use are Wikispaces, Edmodo, and Skype, and this will be a global project. Just the types of communication for the synchronous will be Skype, the asynchronous will be the Wiki, the Edmodo, and if students choose to use videos for their handshake and for their final project. The age group for this project is upper primary to middle school students, which would be about ages 9 to 13, and the time frame for this project is 5 weeks. And that will be divided into 3 weeks for research and 2 weeks for the project creation. The learning legacy for this project will be the 2 wikis that the students create, one for their research and one for their final project. This project covers several standards for social studies, language arts, as well as for educational technology. The basic prerequisites for this project are mainly just to have accounts for Wikispaces, Skype, and Edmodo, as well as to have and be familiar with research skills. The guiding question for this project is, how can we use technology to help us preserve stories? And this project, for the focus questions, will deal with how did ancestors record stories, how do different cultures record stories, and what technologies can we use to record stories. These focus questions will go on the wiki, and students will research the different ways that different cultures and ancestors recorded stories, such as like oral stories, cave drawings, diary entries, and that kind of thing, and that will lead into and give students an idea for how they want to present their final project. And their final project will be just them choosing one of the different ways that different cultures and things have created and recorded stories, and using modern technologies to record their story about this project. The outcomes for this project will be connection. They will need to connect with their global partners and to help co-create the wikis and the handshake. Each student will be required to do their part in the handshake, and each student is required to participate in Edmodo discussions, the wiki research, and the project wiki. So they are all required to participate in those things. The team structure, they will have initial communication with the handshake. Like I said, each student is required to participate in the handshake. Some classes may choose to do a video, which is completely fine. They will all communicate via Edmodo, and when possible, they can communicate with Skype. And they will all participate with the wikis, and how that will happen is normally one person will create the research wiki, and then the other students will join in and help add the content to that, and another student will create the final project wiki, and again all of the other students will add to that. The assessment will look mostly at the wikis, the 2 wikis, the research wiki and the final wiki, as well as their participation in Edmodo. Evaluation will vary for every teacher in every country, but it will mostly focus on their participation in the different parts of the project, how well they collaborate with others, as well as how dependable and things that they are, and their engagement in the project. For the checklist, I think that I do have realistic expectations, and with the wiki, it opens up for involvement for researchers and citizen scientists. Um, all of the students um, are focusing on very um, important thing with primary sources. It's something that all students need to know, as well as how to record our stories. The communication, the students will be communicating in various different ways, and this project opens up for digital citizenship to practice those things. And they'll have to contribute. They have choices in how they want to present their final project. Like for the final project wiki, after they've researched all the different things, all the different ways that stories have been recorded and passed on before, they have their choice of how they want to do that. So for their final, they will participate in co-creation, and students will have the opportunity to reflect as they go. So that is my global project. Thank you.